luckily for us, I have more Aquarius memes. A lot of you have sent me a bunch of memes about Aquarius, and I've been saving them in this little folder. So now I have enough to actually do a full video. So I figured that I would come on today and we would talk about some of these memes that I have. They're pretty interesting. I've read all of these, but I haven't responded to any of them. So let's check this out, okay? I think I got like 4 or 5 of them. So we're going to check these out. We're going to discuss them and get a couple laughs. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Queen Elset Hero, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Pass it on to somebody else who might like it too. And don't forget to drop us a positive comment in the comment section. Okay? And if you have time, stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to read out 2 of my favorite positive comments from previous videos. And one of them might be yours, or you might find what I have to say about it to be interesting. Okay? If you want to get a reading done, I do tarot readings. I do natal charts and oracle readings. So if you'd like to get a reading done, please email me and I'll give you an appointment. Likewise, underneath this video is everything you might want to know. My email address is there, all of my social media information, Ask an Aquarius merchandise is underneath there, my PayPal, my Patreon, all kind of great stuff is underneath this video. So check it out, okay? All right, so Aquarius memes. I love these so much. The first one says, Aquarius, when an Aquarius is done, they mean it. Because they give you so many chances to redeem yourself. Oh my God, Becky. This is so true. When an Aquarius is done, sometimes it's kind of like a surprise to the other person because some Aquarius do what I call the revolving door. So we might walk away, come back, walk away, come back, walk away, come back. You know, some of us do that. And then other Aquarius, they'll just keep giving you chances after chances after chances. So you either have the walk away or the chance giver. Now, both of these 2 Aquarius, people start to take that for advantage. They start to take it for granted, you know? They start to think, oh, the Aquarius is going to come back because you've come back so many times before, you know? But the thing about it is that when an Aquarius is done, they're not coming back. They're not going to respond to you. It's people to this day. There's one young lady, she's a Cancer. And she constantly hit me up. She'll take little breaks, you know? And every 6 months, 9 months, a year, she'll try to pop back up. I never respond to her because I'm done. I don't want no parts of her. And it's other people who I've been like that with. But in the past, I walked away and came back, and walked away and came back, or walked away and let them come back. So they assume, oh, she always gonna come back, or oh, she always gonna let me come back. And then when the Aquarius is really done and they're like, no, not this time, people don't believe you at first. Then they're mad at you. Then they're pissed. But 9 times out of 10, you have walked away several times, or you've given them about 30 chances to do something. They've lied, they said they're going to, they haven't done it, and it's going on and on and on. And when the Aquarius goes cold and we shut off, people are shocked. So with Aquarius, you gotta catch, and I'm gonna do a video about this. You have to catch an Aquarius while we still care. Once we stop caring, because you know, it takes a lot for us to attach to a person, and then it takes a lot. It's a little bit easier actually, but it does take an emotional process to detach from a person. Once we have gone through that process, we are not turning back. So you have to catch an Aquarius before they've gone through that process. So that's going to be an important video to tell you guys about the process. All right, let's go here. Ooh, okay. This one is about marrying an Aquarius. It says marrying an Aquarius, what to expect. Okay, so it's broken up into a pie chart, and the largest part of the chart says, uh, first off, no one marries an Aquarius. But in the odd chance you caught one, good luck. So a lot of Aquarius don't get married. This is a true statement. Not because we don't want to, but because we don't find that connection. So some of us never get married. The next part of the chart says, they're right, you're wrong. Just accept it and move on. It's easier for everyone involved. I would never tell somebody they're right and they're not, but I do agree that when an Aquarius is right, or they think that they're right, they don't even have to really be right. When they think that they're right, you're probably not going to change their mind. So it's kind of futile. Let them just be wrong. Let the Aquarius be wrong, because the Aquarius will figure out that they're wrong. In a lot of cases, if they really care, they'll figure that out. So just let the Aquarius be wrong and figure out things on their own. They disappear. It's normal. I mean, nothing is normal about Aquarius, but it's expected. Let them wander. They usually come back. So this is what I'm talking about, that coming back thing. And I do agree with that. I agree with letting an Aquarius wander and that they may come back. I think that the question with this is the behavior detrimental to the relationship? Like, if your Aquarius needs a couple hours to himself to play basketball with his boys, that's one thing. But if he disappears for months at a time, or she disappears for months at a time, and then wants to pop back up in your life like nothing happened, like many of us will do, I wouldn't let somebody play with my life like that. Either you're going to be in it or you're going to be out it. You need a couple days to get yourself together, that's fine. But you're not going to pop up 3 months, disappear 2 months, come back 3 months. You need to decide where you want to be. So Aquarius can wander a bit, but not if it's disrespectful to your relationship. And if it's a problem to you, that's something y'all got to talk about. And the last part of the pie chart says, anything is a restriction of freedom. Yes, do not mess with my freedom. Asking them to empty the dishwasher? Question mark. They will do it when they want to, how they want to, in capital letters. So, yeah, freedom is a big deal to us, and we don't like people telling us when and how to do things. It does impede on our freedom. So if your Aquarius is doing something, like in this case, it's the dishwasher. So if your Aquarius is doing something with the dishwasher, like not using it properly, for example, I wouldn't try to tell them what to do, but I would ask questions. See, with Aquarius, I always ask questions. I'd be like, well, why do you do that? Why do you do it that way? Because I do it this way. Am I doing it wrong? I always say things as a question. And Aquarius do better with questions than commands. Okay? So if I say to an Aquarius, am I doing it wrong? Then they'll say, I don't know. How do you do it? And then we'll talk about how I do it versus how they do it. And then they're like, oh, okay. Well, let's look at the manual and see what's the proper way to do it. And it keeps them from being on guard. Aquarius are constantly on guard because people are constantly attacking us. So that stops them from being on guard when you ask it like a question versus a command or a statement. Okay, that's something I do that has worked with Aquarius in the past. Hopefully it'll continue to work in the future. All right, the next one says, Aquarius, be like, no one can hurt you if you detach yourself, from everything and avoid becoming emotionally invested in anyone. Very logical, Aquarius. That is very logical. If you are detached from everyone and everything, no, nothing can hurt you. And you do not have to be emotionally invested in anything that will hurt you. You're right about that. But I used to think this way. The problem with this logic is that no one can hurt you, but also no one can love you. No one can really get close to you. Your friendships and relationships with your family and friends even suffer when this is your mentality. So you're right. Staying emotionally unavailable, uninvested, detached will keep you from getting hurt. but it will also keep you from other experiences. So if you're an Aquarius and you think this way, remember that it's going to affect all your relationships as well. So I would say be cautious. Always be cautious. But totally detaching from everything and everyone and being devoid is a mistake too. So think about that one, Aquarius. That's that logic thing going on. The next one says, Aquarius are not detached or emotionless. They're some of the deepest thinkers and express their feelings only to people who are really close and special. Well, the part about being detached depends on the Aquarius, because it's easy for us to detach. I can detach like this, to just about anything and anyone. It's like about 2 people I can't detach from, and everybody else, I care about them. I want to be in their life, but if something went wrong and I had to detach, I would be able to do it, no matter how painful it may be. I will be able to eventually pull it off. We're definitely not emotionless. We feel things extremely deeply. That's why we do these detaching, unhealthy mechanisms, because we do feel things so deeply. And when something happens, when somebody hurts an Aquarius, it breaks our heart. It's the principle of the thing. It's not even always what they did. It's that you had the nerve to do that to me, And most of the time, it's a person we've done so much for and poured so much energy into. So it's not that we're emotionless. It's that we don't want to be hurt. We're very emotional beings. So this is good. Now, she said here that we are the deepest thinkers and we express our feelings only to really close and special people. That is very true. Most of the time, an Aquarius will only express their feelings to close and special people. Now, you guys watch me. So I express my feelings to all 10,000 of you. Because many of you are very special to me. Likewise, I also am a little bit different than some other Aquarius, because I feel like by opening up, it helps other people. So I have a mission, so I push past my uncomfortability. I push past, like now it's easy, but in the very beginning, it wasn't always easy to share my feelings. And I pushed past it because I felt as though it was important. But before asking Aquarius, I didn't talk to people about my feelings and emotions unless it was a friend or somebody I was close to, that kind of thing. It's family members I don't even share my feelings with. But now it's a little bit different. Everybody know my feelings now, so it's a little bit different. An Aquarius needs more than physical appearance to be turned on. Stimulation of the mind is necessary. I like that word necessary, okay? It is necessary. I love women that are beautiful. I got a thing for pretty faces and voluptuous. I love that. It's like a peacock, like, oh my God. But at the same time, the physical appearance is not going to keep me. That will get my attention. I'm going to do a double take, immediately, but it's not going to hold me. I need to be able to talk to her, communicate with her. I need to be mentally stimulated by the things that she's talking about. She needs to be interesting. She needs to have her own life, her own causes, her own thoughts, things that we can talk about and bounce off each other. I have to have that or I'm going to disappear. It is necessary. I'm not going to be able to talk to her more than a couple of times, maybe 2 or 3 times, if I don't find her to be stimulating, if I don't find her to be fascinating. And for me, the relationships I've been in with people that I really enjoyed them is when our minds could meld like that. So this is 100% true. A physical appearance will catch me, but it's not going to hold me. It won't hold me. It won't even hold me past the first conversation. So this is very true for Aquarius. Okay, now somebody said to me, they sent me this and said to me, they think this is Aquarius. So I'm going to read it to you and tell you what I think. They think that Aquarius are Ambiverts. Ambiverts. What is an ambivert? An ambivert is an introvert and an extrovert. So there's that contradiction. This sounds like Aquarius already. They like to talk to people, but also need alone time. I like to go out, but for a limited amount of time. So the ambivert is introverted and extroverted. So they like people, they like socializing, but they need their alone time, like an introvert does. And I agree. Aquarius, I think a lot of us are ambiverts. I know I'm an ambivert. I am a homebody. I love staying in. All of that is great. You know, I love that whole thing. But I also do like people. I like to party. I like to dance. You know, I like to travel. I like to hang out at the beach or by the pool. I like to go to the mall. So I also have a lot of extroverted activities, but I only want to do them for an amount of time, and then I want to go home. I don't need to be at the bar all night long. I could be at the bar for 3 hours, have a good time, and leave, you know? So I'm that kind of person. I don't need to shop all day. I can shop for an hour or two, you know? So I agree, a lot of Aquarius probably are ambiverts. That was a new word for me. All right, guys. So that was our last one. All of those made sense. I don't know if any of you guys saw those, but all of those definitely made sense to me. So let's take a look and get our positive comment. We have 2 positive comments. The first one is from Yusef Lopez. Hey, yay, what's up? Yusef always got good stuff to say in the comment section. Yusef said, have you found any famous Aquarius that share your birthday? I have 3. So who shares his birthday? Your Kid P, Pump Up the Jam, from the song Pump Up the Jam. Ellen DeGeneres and Angela Davis. I love Angela Davis. They all share his birthday. I do not know any famous Aquarius yet. It could be some. I just haven't figured it out yet. My birthday is February the 13th. So if you guys know any famous Aquarius that are born on February the 13th, I would love to check out their information. So let me know if you know any. Next one is from James Irby. Hey James, how you doing, sweetie? James said, so sad. So sad. He died so young. I guess Aquarius and getting suspended from school is our treat. Yeah. I know a lot of Aquarius who got suspended from school, and usually it's for fighting or for insubordination, rebelling, talking back, cursing. It's like usually some kind of a behavior thing. Aquarius rarely gets suspended from school for other types of reasons. It's usually something to do with their behavior, and in the cases that I remember the most, something to do with our temper. So a lot of Aquarius, like myself and like the gentleman he was talking about, was their rapper. I told you guys that rapper. I call him X. His name was XXX something. Somebody told me it was extension. I don't know how to. I still don't know how to call him. I'm still calling him X. But X died very young, and one of the things I talked about in his famous or infamous Aquarius segment is that he got suspended from school and got in trouble and actually got kicked out of middle school. I was like, yo, how much trouble did you get in to get kicked out of middle school? You were 10. You were 10, dog, you know? So for an Aquarius, that is not abnormal. So James, you are 100% correct with that. All right, guys, thank you for being here, and come back soon because you know I got a lot more to say. See you later.